I'm Katie, the real estate gal in Denver Metro, Colorado with BSW Real Estate, and we are on video 6 of the home buying process talking about inspections. So the previous 5 videos you can find on my YouTube channel, Facebook, or Instagram, and I'll put each one of those links below this video so you can reference them. But just to give you a brief overview of what we've already talked about with the home buying process is we've set up a search criteria, we went and saw the homes, we have submitted an offer, it was accepted, and the buyers have already submitted the earnest money. The next step is inspection. So with inspection, it is an additional cost that does not come from the loan, and it does not come from the down payment. I like to say it's a good, put about $700 aside for the inspection, and the reason being is the basic inspection can be between $300 to $500, and then there's additional add-ons. I'm more than happy to provide that list for you, but there's some things that aren't included in that basic inspection, such as radon testing, sewer scope, there is mold testing, lead, asbestos, all sorts of different things that might need lab results or additional equipment. And so 2 of those items that I always like to recommend is Colorado is known to have higher radon levels than other states, or just depending on where you are in Colorado, in different areas of Colorado. So I always recommend radon testing. It's an odorless gas, and I'll do an additional video on that a little bit later. But that is an additional add-on, as well as a sewer scope. Now the sewer line goes from the house to the sewer, and sometimes it can have cracks in it, which happens naturally over time, or there can be roots growing in it. And if you have sewer problems, it can be extremely costly, and you don't want water backing up into the house. It's just disaster, messy, not something you want to deal with. So those 2 items, along with the basic inspection, are things that I'm always going to recommend. So with the inspection, the inspector's main purpose is to find everything that's wrong with the house. Every tiny itty bitty little thing, whether it be this nail should have, caulking over it, or the flashing on the roof is lifted up a little bit and it can cause a leak, or there's leaves in the gutter, or there's no anti-tipping mechanism on the stove. It can be a really, really lengthy report, depending on how old the house is. Even if it's a new house, it can still be a really lengthy report. So it'd be about 50 pages potentially. It could be more, it could be less, but it's just to find every little tiny thing that's wrong with the house. Now, it can be super overwhelming to find out that you have the home of your dreams, and then you have this huge list of things that's wrong with the house. Not fun, right? Take a little bit of time, take a day or 2, depending on the dates and deadlines. Take a couple days, let it soak in, and decide if you really want to purchase the home, even though all of these things are wrong. Now, another thing to keep in mind is there's going to be things wrong with any home you find. So just take it for what it is. Are they small little fixes that you can do, in a couple weeks over the weekend, or that you can hire one person to do a list of XYZ? After you get that list, you let it soak in, you can then submit an inspection objection by going back to the sellers and saying, hey, we'd like these items fixed. The next video will talk more about inspection objections, but right now with the inspection, it can be an overwhelming process. So just prepare yourself ahead of time. Your real estate agent should be doing that for you or with you. Prepare for them to tell you every little thing that could be wrong with the house. The main reason why you want to hire an inspector is to find those big major things that are going to be insanely costly, because then you can decide, like, okay, I know that this home has a structural problem, that's out of my budget, I can't afford a fix that could be $100,000 in addition to purchasing the home, and so you know what, I'm going to back out. So the inspector's main objective is to find every little thing wrong with the home, and they take about 2 to 3 hours to do that. One thing that I like to encourage is the buyer to go to the home about 30 to 45 minutes before the inspection is done, and then the inspector can go through line by line, if you want them to, of the items that they found and what exactly they mean with their verbiage. There are some inspectors that will take photos of every little thing, which is great because then you have that for reference, and they'll also make comments. I have a list of inspectors, and I also have some personal experience with not great inspectors, so I am more than happy to recommend some inspectors that I know do an absolute stellar job, so that you can still get the home of your dreams and be happy, and there's no surprises later on. So please let me know if you have any questions about the inspection process. More than happy to help. I also help with buying and selling in the Denver metro area. Even if you're out of state and you're looking for a real estate agent, I have a really large connection and I could put you in touch with somebody potentially in that state as well. So I'm Katie the Real Estate Gal in Denver Metro, Colorado. The next couple videos we have, this is the buying process. It's a 9-part series and we're on video 6. So we have a couple more videos to go. Please keep an eye out for them, and thanks so much for watching.